Die gewonnen, so zerronnen is a German saying that basically translates into we just won and it's already gone. Crypto rocked us again. Trump's pump is already entirely wiped out with this BART pattern that we just saw happening, crazy pump, then a few hours only of sideways movement, and then boom, we went down, flushed down the toilet. Crypto is down again, and first crazy to see how US government officials, Eric Trump, is pushing this narrative and also saying that it is great to see that on a Sunday when traditional markets are closed and Wall Street sleeps, they're doing this announcement, which means retail would win. But then, retail probably bought into this, and then it just went down the drain, and retail got wrecked in the end of the day. So it is crazy the times it win. Of course, crypto is extremely volatile. This is part of the game. I always say this. We don't deserve max gain without suffering max pain. And we're still in this phase of crypto where it's just crazy that the fundamentals are on very, very high levels, much higher than they were 2021, 2022. And the prices are not reflecting that on the charts, right? On the other hand, we see coins with no fundamentals actually getting some attention and also pumping, right? And that's always been one of the main criticisms against the crypto reserve announcement by Trump, which included XRP, Sol, and ADA. And you can argue that Solana has a lot of fundamental value and traction and great UX, great UI, value accrual, all these kind of things. But then for XRP and ADA, it's been a bit random that those were added to that initial announcement, which also got a lot of headwind. Also, Brian Armstrong, founder of Coinbase, saying that the initial reserve, at least in the beginning, should only include Bitcoin, and many other prominent crypto figures and personalities have said that. And there will be other governments that will also pick other coins, other verticals that make sense and fit into their strategies. And there will be a global race, a global crypto war, where governments are literally fighting for crypto allocations and stacking their coins. But we'll see which ones will win. Obviously, I'll also hope for Cosmos projects to be involved here, and we'll see where this goes. But speaking of Cosmos coins, price movements have been absolutely brutal. We're now below the levels before Trump made this announcement. Atom scratching at a $4 mark again. TIA, $3.37. I said that I do not believe we'll go below $3 TIA, and here we are, $3.37, just a 10% dump, and we're yet again below $3. And that, in my view, is an absolute fire sale. Atom, $4, absolute fire sale. Injective, brutal dump, 21%. Say, 16%, Dydx 60 cents. That's an absolute fire sale in my personal view. Axelar 35 cents. Akash $1.32. Absolute fire sale. Osmosis, absolute fire sale. I can go on and on and on. There are so many gems that are absolute huge discounts. Stride 21 cents. It's just crazy to me how that those opportunities are out there, right? I'm fully deployed. I personally have been so pretty much since 5 or 6 years. I'm like 99% in crypto. I don't own any assets outside of crypto. I don't own a house. I don't have big fiat reserves. I don't own even a car. I'm all in crypto. And I don't even have Bitcoin. I don't have Ethereum. And I don't have stablecoins, right? I'm all in crypto, all in altcoins. And I have been so for the past couple of years. That said, if you're scared of getting into crypto now or thinking about selling and exiting because it is so frustrating, it has been down only for the past 2.5, 3 years pretty much. And now it's really a brutal dump yet again. I think that right now is actually a good time. And yes, I've been saying this a lot. And yes, you might say like, yo, Cito, like you always say the same thing. But the thing is also that once altcoins start really running and we are in positive territory, everyone is making money, TIA's at $12, $15, you wish you bought at $3. You wish you bought Atom at $4. You wish you bought Dydx at 60 cents, Akash at $1.32. I think, sure, we can go lower in the short term, but in the mid-long term, I personally at least see true fundamental value in those coins and those projects, in the technology. As I said multiple times, I'm a mid-curve content creator. I did not chase the AI memes. I did not chase the celebrity coins. I stick to my principles, which is the AppChain thesis, sovereignty, interoperability, Cosmos, the interchain, which eventually is going to win. And yes, in the short term, price movements look crazy, bearish, and bad. But in the mid-long term, I believe that we will win. Mag, the new co-CEO of Interchain Labs, the main Cosmos foundation there is, also tweeted, Cosmos is back after a successful week in Denver, which I was not there, and based on the pictures, it also looked a little bit less crowded, especially if you are organizing a conference. You want it to be crowded, you want it to be full, right? And for customers, I always have the same struggle, right? I don't know where crypto is going to be in October, November, right? Which is where Cosmoverse typically happens. But planning has already commenced like a month, 2 months ago. And that's really the challenging thing, right? It's like, I have no clue how many people actually will be interested to come to those events. And the same for Denver, the same for many other events. But Mark also clarifying that price, yes, we are lagging behind. We are down bad. And it's not only Cosmos, it's everything is down bad, right? But everything that happened in Denver, and I think I know what is the true value at going to conferences is the conversations and meetings you actually have at a conference, right? Which is not something that you can see on a live stream, that you can see if you watch a clip on Twitter or read from the tweets, but the actual conversations that are happening at in-person conferences are just so valuable. And that's why I truly believe that also Cosmos continues to have a big impact and will have a big impact this year as well. Besides that, obviously, it's always a great forum to have public announcements, conversations, sharing updates. In that case, it was about IBC Eureka, which is going to be a new phase for IBC to natively connect to Ethereum and EVM chains, which is going to be very interesting, and just overall connect to other teams that are building in Cosmos, right? This one was organized in collaboration with Berachain, which is a big friend and partner of us at Cosmoverse as well, and they have hosted this with Interchain Labs in Denver, which is good. Mark also saying that the most exciting projects at Denver are new L1s, and the most exciting new asset, which is probably surprising to many, is Bitcoin. And the majority of these chains are using Cosmos, and $5 billion plus of liquid BTC is flowing into the ecosystem through Babylon. So a lot of this innovation is actually happening in Cosmos, whether you talk about the Bitcoin ecosystem, whether you talk about RWAs with Mantra, with Ondo, Noble, Provenance, whether you talk about AI with Fetch, with Akash network, whether you talk about infrastructure and modularity, right, like Celestia or Axelar or many other chains. So a lot of these verticals are made in Cosmos and dominated by Cosmos projects in the end of the day. And I think that is a clear indicator that Cosmos technology is winning in the end. We also see Jason Janowitz from Blockworks saying that he bridged to Cosmos via Skip protocol, and Skip really is the best way to also get onboarded into Cosmos in the first place. But not only do they have an amazing web app that you can use, also now they have polished the mobile application. So I think, yeah, this is a new reimagined mobile experience for Skip Go, which is basically the best place on where you can trade Cosmos assets, and it abstracts the IBC magic into the background, which means you can just trade native assets as if they were all on one chain, but in fact you're trading multi-chain. And I think this is much needed to have a very seamless, easy to use UX UI for Cosmos and a front end, right? A universal front end for Cosmos. And I believe SkipGo can fill that gap, already has done it. But now that Skip is also going to be deployed natively on the Cosmos Hub, and eventually also will add more features, right? I think this would actually make it look more and more like the original vision of Amaris from back in the day. If you remember that, here in the channel, we talked about it with the former CEO of All In Bits, back then called Tenement Inc., where Peng Zhao was actually designing that application to be a universal front end for Cosmos that would not only be a trading terminal, but also give access to all applications in Cosmos. And I think this is another service that the Cosmos Hub can provide, is to be the front end of Cosmos, basically, Launchpad and front end of Cosmos. Then we also have Osmosis making more and more waves to become the leading Bitcoin DEX. Now, obviously, the entire Torchain situation has been brutal for Rune holders, for the Torchain community. I have been very bullish on Torchain before the collapse, basically, or at least the price collapse, right? Because the protocol itself did not collapse. But to be honest, it is very tough to recover for Rune from this spot, at least in my personal opinion. But also, I think that there's still a core community. Jack Semplin with Strangelove and also JP Tor are very active, very committed to pull it off again. And I think Torchain is in good hands. Is now the only question is, like, is there still investors' confidence, or has it faded? Right? I still hold some Rune. I never really had a large position. I was kind of in the process of like stacking more Rune, and I'll potentially buy more Rune in the coming weeks, but right now I'm not really touching it, to be very honest with you. And again, this opens up the opportunity for Osmosis to capture more and more market shares from Bitcoin trading volume and to actually become the leading Bitcoin DEX. And my Osmosis, my Osmo bag is at an absolute all-time high. Yeah, I'm fully loaded on Osmo. I truly believe in the project still, even though price is absolutely trash right now, to be very honest. But that exactly is the opportunity, right? And I think, yeah, my Osmo bags are locked and loaded. If you look at the volumes, on-chain volumes, $217 million for Bitcoin trading in February, another all-time high. Which even was a short month, right? So yeah, February 28 days only. January had 31 days, but the volume was like 20-30% more than in February. So that's nice growth, good to see. At the same time, there's another gem that we've been talking about for many, many years now, and that is Passage, the metaverse in Cosmos, eventually in crypto, and also the metaverse of the United States of America, at least according to Lex, the founder of Passage. He's saying that the news is out and it's going to be huge. Passage is the American metaverse, and he expects to see Donald Trump and Elon Musk to talk in Passage worlds that are operated from the US and also are tapping into Akash network for decentralized compute underneath, which is also an American project. And Greg Uzuri, the founder of Akash, actually was proudly representing America way before it was even a thing, right? Still under Biden. He was like, I'm not leaving. Like, Greg Uzuri was talking about Akash being an American project at the peak FUD when people were saying, get out of the US, right? Greg Uzuri was already saying that. And well, now, a couple of years later, 2 years later, Passage and Akash are both American projects, Cosmos projects, and also in their respective niches, actually very, very dominant, right? Akash for GPU and Passage for Metaverse. Then we also have the Passage airdrop for stakers. So back in the day, you got a Passage airdrop for your NFTs, for your Strange Sky NFTs. Now, after 14 months, you got another bonus airdrop, which is 50% of your original allocation on top of that, if you staked your original airdrop, if you staked 100% of your original airdrop. And whether or not you're eligible, you can actually see here on airdrop.passage.io. You can put in your address or connect your wallet, and you can check your eligibility. Then we also have Stride, which alongside Passage, in my view, is also a big underdog and eventually is going to do well, because the same applies here, right? Strong team, fully committed. They are going with the market. They understand that the token is part of the product, right? I think the Stride team more than the Passage team, but I think the Passage team is also waking up to that now. And eventually you also have to make sure that you have sound tokenomics and that the token is part of your product, right? In Stride's case, liquid staking market leader in Cosmos right now. They've also experimented with this Echo platform, which is basically, or Echoes, which is basically an AI agents platform that has never really pulled off. And I think now the AI agent hype is a little bit cooled off. But the STRD token is getting a big upgrade, which is a buyback and burn model of 80%, 85% of their revenue, right? So 15% of that is actually going to the Cosmos Hub interchain security service provided by Atom validators, and the other 85% are now going to be used to buy and burn STRD tokens, and the current revenue is 500,000 USD. So that actually might have an impact for a token like Stride that has very, very low market cap, very, very thin liquidity, which means that price eventually is going to be affected by this, right? To what degree, we'll see. But Stride is one coin that I'm also fully loaded on. And I think that right now is also on an absolute fire sale. Then we also have some big news from Noble this week. USDN is going to launch potentially this week the native stablecoin, yield-bearing stablecoin native to Noble, that alongside USCC, which is being issued on Noble chain, is going to come out. So Noble, definitely one you should put on your watch list. I think they'll have a lot of surprises cooking for 2025. And then we have Initia with a new landing page. You can play around with it here. Check out the Initia ecosystem, and also, yeah, follow them because they will launch very, very soon. And they will probably also do an airdrop. They will probably also launch at a multi-billion-dollar valuation. So that's probably the next in line. And we already have a script prepared. So there will be a full Initia breakdown once the Initia mainnet is live. Then we also have big news for tomorrow from one of the OG chains in Cosmos and contributors, Shade Protocol. Shadex is launching tomorrow, March 5, and they have shared a sneak peek here on how you can borrow on Shadex, which is a new feature that will go live tomorrow. and yeah, many more things. So I'm excited for ShadeX. I've been following Shade Protocol for a very long time, actually way before the mainnet even went live. And I think they also have more surprises cooking. Now I want to switch over to some more actionable things that I'm currently doing and have been doing for the past weeks and months, just to optimize my portfolio, to collect points, to also be optimized for airdrops, right? For Cito Plus members, we have shared real-time tutorials, updates, and if people have questions, right, we have dedicated Discord service, Discord channels for that, and we're just sending out emails and notifications whenever we do any airdrop-related activity or when there's a deadline to catch, right? But I'm going to give you a quick recap of what I'm doing right now. One of the things is to use Drop.money, which is a new liquid staking provider in Cosmos that is now in its second phase of the Droplets campaign, which is basically a campaign where you can earn points, which eventually translate into drop tokens. And you have to use a referral code. If you want to collect points, you can use Cito, which is our code, and then you'll be able to connect your wallet. I use Kepler Wallet, and then you can liquid stake, which you can then use to either deposit on Levana and earn points there, or you can also put it into Milky Way. And the interesting benefit of that would be that you would also start to earn milk tokens or milk points. So you can come here with your drop TIA. You can also use STTIA from Stride, but then you're not earning those droplet points, obviously. So if you use DTIA, then you can come here and you can restake that and earn more points. There's a point system here as well. And you can do that for DTIA. You can also come here and stake with Milky Way directly. So you have Milk TIA, and then you can also restake your Milk TIA, which is actually getting double the amount of milk tokens or milk points. But then again, you're not earning drop points. I'm doing both. I have some Milk TIA directly staked with Milky Way and then restake that there. Then I have some DTIA. I think I even have some STTIA in here. I'm not sure about that right now, top of my head, but definitely I have DTIA and Milk TIA deposited here on Milky Way to make sure I'm earning those points. And on Drop.money itself, I also have some D-Atom that I have deposited into the Levana pool, single-sided liquidity with a 45-day lockup that is also earning me the maximum amount of drop points or droplets, right? So that's that. Then I've also been addicted to Eclipse Turbo Tap, which in my view is the best way to gamify your token airdrop points system before launch, right? And I think Eclipse is definitely one that you should put in your watch list. I've been really, really active here. And not so much in recent days, but like a week, 2 weeks ago, I was really like tapping a lot. But you can do a lot of things here that are actually stress testing the chain and actually make use of all the applications in the Eclipse ecosystem. So there's missions you have to do in order to increase your taps per click, or the grass that you earn per tap. You can also earn passive grass by providing liquidity on different DEXs, using different lending protocols, playing games, right? I think Eclipse has really cracked the code and really mastered the gamification for a points system. And I think that is very, very cool. Anyways, the site is not loading, so moving on to Union, which just announced that they're going to add mammoths to their points campaign as well. So you're earning 10 points if you hold a mammoth that was just added and is fresh off the press. I currently have 145 XP, which is not that much. I think I need to spend some time, sit down and collect some more points here. And one interesting addition for phase 2 droplets campaign is that for holding specific NFTs, you're getting more droplet points, and you can currently get 10% more if you hold a sloth or mammoth respectively. Now they have also added annual NFTs, which means you're getting more droplets for holding that NFT in the same wallet that you're also staking with on Drop.money. And finally, a very actionable thing you need to do right now is to register your baby airdrop. Babylon is launching the token very soon. You heard it from Mac. You heard it from me multiple times, currently at around a $5 billion TVL, $5 billion in Bitcoin that were staked on Babylon. That's the TVL of Babylon, one of the biggest protocols in all of crypto. And the token is not even live yet. So Babylon coming very soon as well. And you can register for your airdrop. We have 10 days left. If you are a BTC staker, we did tutorials back in the day when this thing went live, and we always kept you posted when the caps were raised and what you need to do. So if you're a staker, developer, or finality provider, you can register here. And there's also now no more requirement for you to be a staker if you're holding an NFT Pioneers Pass. So nonetheless, I would still register here. You can see that you can link your Pioneer Pass NFT wallet, your Polygon wallet here as well. So definitely do that in any case, and you should be receiving that airdrop. Also, join the Discord if you have additional questions. Finally, I also want to keep you posted because we're constantly like elevating, updating, refining our website. Let me know, by the way, if you have ideas on how to make this more beautiful, more engaging, more valuable, because our mission is to make the Cito Zone the Cosmos media hub, to be the best place to get all resources around Cosmos and just stay on top of the game in the Cosmos ecosystem and always stay updated. And you have different options here. You can join Cito Plus, which is a premium community platform. You can join also and subscribe to our Cito report, which is here, the newsletter that is now on Substack, that also has a lot of quality content, which is entirely free. You can pledge $8 a month if you want to, but it's totally optional and just basically like a tip. But yeah, Cito report. Then we have Cito Plus, we have Cito Research, which also gives you the opportunity to post your own content, and Cito Earn, where you can also earn to create content, and many, many more things. We'll also add Cito Ventures here so that at one glance you can see my investments, my biases as well. You can also scroll down here and see our media partners that are currently Dydx, Aleph Zero, and DCF, which is the organization or foundation behind Interprotocol and also Agoric. And eventually we will have more media partners. Right now we only have 3. But yeah, this has always been the case that we always share this in full transparency. Also here in the video description, under this video, in the channel description, and also we always make an announcement when we have new media partners, right? And for Cito Plus specifically, yesterday we had a great AMA for our Cito Plus members where like 10, 15 people showed up. It was really great quality content and a good crowd there. So I really, really enjoyed that. And Sepmos is leading Cito Plus and he's doing a great job as well. And it's good to see also that people are very happy to be Cito Plus members, right? Brian, the founder of Hydro, he came out and said that, yeah, he's just grateful for being hooked up with an Anyo NFT. We want to slot in our raffle, and that's what we also do. We're not only providing premium content, but also we're landing exclusive whitelist slots, right? We did that for the Union Whale Sharks. We did that for Anyo NFTs. We also did that for on-chain OMIs. So a lot of people actually got to mint OMIs or Whale Sharks only because they were Cito Plus members. And without that, they would not have been eligible or maybe even not even aware of that, right? So it really pays to be a Cito Plus member. And that's exactly what we want to achieve and maintain. And in our community, again, we're sharing real-time updates, just 2 airdrop claiming tutorials today. Hello, airdrop claiming tutorial shared by Sepmos, and then also another one about the Axone airdrop. So things are cooking. We're super active. We're super committed to create value, to provide more value for our general follower base, but also for our premium members, of course, right? Also, watch out for a Cosmoverse announcement. We haven't really tweeted in a very long time, and there were some reasons for it, but now we are almost back to announce the 2025 plan. So follow Cosmoverse on Twitter as well. And we'll be back very, very soon.